Welcome to Triple Flexion. Please start sipping a cup of coffee and we'll be with you shortly.
Welcome to Triple Flexion. Welcome to Triple Flexion. Welcome to Triple Flexion. Welcome to Triple Flexion. What if we had been working Nordics once a week for 20 years like Jonathan Edwards, who won his first Olympic gold medal at age 34? A simple example to quickly understand flexion and extension is Michael Jordan jumping from the foul line. Yes, he does triple extend, meaning his ankle extends, his knee extends, his hip extends, but he also triple flexes. His ankle flexes, his knee flexes, his hip flexes. So if we go into the weight room where the studies are done on triple extension, and yes, 5 of our 8 standards are on extension, but if we miss flexion, we don't actually know how protected we could be, how athletic we could be, but we have a solution. And since we do this in Monday's session and it only takes 10 minutes, we can add up to 3 rounds of 1, 2, or all 3 of these in Wednesday and Friday's standard leg sessions as well. The ankle flexion standard is 25% of your body weight for 20 reps. Of course, what's beautiful is you could start this with any amount of weight, and we have grandmas around the world putting money in the bank for their longevity by starting with a weight that they're comfortable with for 20 reps. Now, if you don't have a tib bar, you can use a $10 floss band, start around the toes, and you would work toward a standard of about 12.5% of your body weight. But again, you could start as light as you need on this one, wrap towards the laces, and then keep it up there by the laces. Now you can sit down and you've got yourself a tib machine right there. It may be a little more tedious, but this does get the job done. Now the knee flexion standard is a strict Marty St. Louis on the way up, followed by a Jonathan Edwards on the way down, pulling yourself back up, and then an eccentric St. Louis all the way down. That would represent 1 rep. Being able to do that 3 in a row is the standard, but check this out. While we work on 3 reps once we can do flat bench, you build your way there by elevating your hips for 6 reps. So you simply do the Marty St. Louis hips elevated, boom, glutes contract, that brings the abs off the bench, putting all the weight on the hamstring, making it strict. And then you get a 1, 2, 3, 4 down for 6 reps, and guess what? There's no such thing as to regress. So my mom can and will progress to the standards program just at a level that she can do. There's just no point in trying to do the Jonathan Edwards when you can't get that much range. So that's why we use the hip elevation, progress to flat, and then once we get there, it's the 2 greatest speed transformations ever. Marty St. Louis on ice, Jonathan Edwards on land. Marty St. Louis up, Jonathan Edwards down. Did we just become best friends?
Yup!
And we have an abundance of brilliant Nordic innovations so that we can get our Nordics in from anywhere. Plus, I figured out a ton of ways to makeshift them. So we have no excuse not to get them done, not to mention the Mac Daddy of Nordics. The Rogue Nordic bench is like $500. Treadmills cost $3,000 to $5,000 and are in every Holiday Inn in the world. So we have a responsibility to get Nordic benches and equipment into every gym. That's our responsibility because it's affordable and it'll change lives for people of all ages. Kids can and should be doing this with the ease that they do push-ups, just like Jonathan Edwards was doing this with the ease of push-ups. And the simplest standard of them all, hip flexors. If you don't have a monkey foot, you can use a $10 floss band hip flexors. The #1 difference between regular humans and elite sprinters, 10% of body weight for 20 reps is the standard, getting knee above parallel and without cheating with the back knee. So this side just stays flexed. Now, since we said it's the #1 difference between regular humans and elite sprinters, what does this indicate for aging as we stop sprinting? What does this indicate for after injuries as we stop sprinting? This could set off a whole chain reaction when we age and when we're sitting out for injuries, because now with weaker hip flexors, we end up having to clop around and stress our bodies more when we run. So this could actually be a secondary protector of all our joints below. We want to glide, not be clopping when we're running. So for wear and tear, this could be a secret as well. And again, start as light as you want. Start with 1 pound, start with the pink dumbbell, then purple, then neon green, and go up until you're doing the standard. So if right now you're feeling down about your genetics, I want you to remember 3 things. Number 1, remember that Marty St. Louis went undrafted, and now this video of him next to me is at age 35, the only guy in the gym who could do it, and he was leading the league in scoring after being MVP, Stanley Cup champ. Then remember that Jonathan Edwards' own country wouldn't sponsor him because they're experts. The top experts said that it was physically impossible for him to become a triple jumper. His world record still stands, and now I'm heading into my 30s, and you can see why I'm so optimistic. Because I went into my 20s having never grabbed the rim.
Literally, I don't know if he could touch the rim with his fingertips with no basketball or anything else.
Made fun of my entire life for how slow I was, and yes, it took me 2.5 years to do this. Now it's easy, and I'm only getting better, and I know you can too. Come for the ride.
Going from a guy that could barely slap backward and now is throwing down windmill dunks, it's unbelievable.